Well, hello everyone. I hope you're able to hear me. This is me, Alvaro Cortez Jr., aka Lance Danger. Let me kind of lower that volume a little bit. I am here to talk about Prospecto Arts last week. While I do a little bit of an art stream while the NBA Finals Game 5 between the Denver Nuggets and Miami Heat play in the background. Now, if you've known me for any number of years, you know that the Miami Heat has always been my team even before the whole Big Three era. I was all up in the Miami Heat all throughout the 90s. Once Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway, Dan Marley, that whole crew joined the Miami Heat. I've always liked them because they're just very scrappy. Like they talk a lot about Heat culture when they talk about the Miami Heat, and I guess I kind of identify with that kind of Heat culture, the sense of like kicking and clawing and fighting your way through everything and fighting for everything that you get, you know. So I guess I've always kind of identified in a way with the Miami Heat in that sense. Right now they are trailing the Denver Nuggets 2-1. So this is either going to be a interesting stream or a coping stream depending on how things go. But anyway, let's get started. I wanted to like do a live stream because I haven't done like a solo live stream in forever. I just kind of wanted to like update people on the stuff that I've been working on. It's like my mic kind of wants to fall here. Not the kind of mic drop I want to do. Anyway, let's talk some Fred Peterson, the mighty warlord. As you can see here, we are halfway through chapter 28, which is a bit of an accomplishment because over the last couple of years, it's no secret that I've been struggling to update consistently because of various reasons, mostly health related, and of course, different day jobs as well, but mostly health related issues. But this year I started off at a pretty good note. I finished chapter 27 finally, and I'm already halfway through chapter 28. I probably would have been close to finishing it by now, but I did take a somewhat unscheduled hiatus in April because I was getting ready for Free Comic Book Day and Comics de Mayo, which were activities at my local comic book shop where I went and I had a table for the first time in like 12 years where I was selling actual physical copies of my comics and, doing the whole promoting yourself and whatnot. So that was actually very interesting. It was very draining because, again, if you know me, I'm very much an introvert. So that really kind of took a lot of energy to do it because there was just a 1 week break in between things, like Free Comic Book Day was on one Saturday, and then the very next Saturday was Comics de Mayo, and it was cool to be able to go out and interact with people and give your pitch for your comic and whatnot. Didn't do too bad selling. Reacquainted with some friends, met some new fellow creators that I hadn't met in person. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun for me and kind of like a learning experience in a way to kind of dip my toes back into the game, so to speak. Speaking of the game, I hope Miami is able to survive this avalanche right now in Denver. We'll see, we'll see. But back to the main thing. It was a lot of fun doing activities again. I was able to sell a handful of comics, which is always nice. Met a lot of great creators, and I'm looking forward to trying to do more and more often. I missed a couple of drink and draws because, again, like getting ready for those two activities, and then after the activity, I kind of needed to take a small break from being too social just to recharge my batteries. But ever since I have been back on track, posting Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord, on the Duck webcomics. So you can see here the return of a very familiar face, Funny Bone, interacting with Roby and Tempest. Little backstory for those that don't know: Roby and Funny Bone were part of this crime organization led by a criminal mastermind known only as Fatfish. And though Funny Bone has since left the organization after a betrayal, Roby has stayed on in the organization. Meanwhile, Tempest is part of the Yakuza, and she is the top assassin for them. So Funny Bone kind of arranged for them to coincide in the same place so he could deliver a message to both of them. He pretty much wants Robbie to leave the organization because he was like one of the few people he got along with in that shady organization. And he doesn't want to take him out in his quest for revenge against Fatfish. While he's also going to tell Tempest to kind of, this doesn't concern you or your clan, stay out of the way or you're gonna get messed up as well. There's been a couple of updates since, of course, this is when they realize that they've been coursed into the same place. Been having a lot of fun doing these comics, doing these pages of late. Hopefully, that fun has been showing. A lot of people have actually been telling me that I should be doing Spider Man comics. Sorry, I did a nice little basket by Max Struess there for the Miami Heat. I'm sorry, I'm going to be spacing out from time to time because of this game. Definitely invested in this game. Of course, I want my Miami Heat to win and stay alive. So that's pretty much what's been going on with Warlord in the updating aspect. I also got caught up with the Cannon Girl, so let me go ahead and show you guys is that. Let's see. And here it is, the Cannon Girl. I was able to finally go ahead and update all of the second chapter onto the Duck webcomics as well. I have been I hadn't updated since like page two, I think. Yeah, page two was the last one I had updated back in May, and then I just went on a spree of updating the rest. Like this was later in May. Then kept updating until almost daily until finally I was able to get everything up there. So that will do it for the remake of the Cannon Girl, because the original Cannon Girls was only two chapters, 12 strips each. And there is going to be a third one done in this Truthful Comics edition style. So that's going to be the first new material of the Cannon Girls since like 2013, maybe 2014. I would have to actually, yeah, let me go check when was the last. updates of the original Cannon Girl. A little bit of history there, folks. Since 2015, and even then, like, I took quite a bit for the second season to finally finish. Yeah, it was a few months in between everything. Let's see when I had started. I had started chapter 2 in 2011 and finally finished it in 2015. But again, a lot of that also had to do with the move from Puerto Rico to New York as well. So I had to like do a lot of adapting there. So it was nice to see the old school version of the Cannon Girl. One of those strips that I just have a soft spot for. Right, let me just go back to the newer version. I had a ton of fun doing this revival, this Truthful Comics edition, because even though it was experimental, um, saying it was experimental, especially towards the end of that second chapter, almost felt like a crutch to me to an extent because I feel like I could have done more. I feel like it became a little bit lazy in the terms of the execution of the artwork. So when I did the remake of this, I decided to put a lot more effort into the artwork as well, and it's been very well received. Actually, for the first time ever, this strip actually got into the top 50 most read in the dark web comics, which is fantastic, and it got close to actually getting into the top 25. Who knows if it will, because people are like kind of like catching up to it now. It'll probably drop off soon because I have to start production on chapter 3, but I'm not going to start on that until I at least finish the remake of chapter 3 of Nevermind, True Full Comics Edition. It's crazy that since 20 towards the end of 2020, um, I've been able to um, do these two chapters of The Cannon Girl, two chapters of Nevermind, the one chapter of Wepamani Wepito. Soon I'll be doing the remake of season of chapter 2 as well. And just like with the Cannon Girl, only two chapters of Wepamani Wepito came out. So when I eventually do the third one, it'll be the first new material of Wepamani Wepito in over a decade as well. And the crazy thing is that I already had the script for chapter 3 of Wepamani Wepito finished decades, years ago. But I just wasn't able to like find the time to like work it in with everything else that I wanted to do. So that one had to take like a big break also. But now more people are starting to get reintroduced to Wepamani Wepito as well. So I'm very happy about that. Um, I've actually been updating it in both Facebook and the Duck as well. And I've been updating things a lot on my actual art page because I'm starting to kind of solidify where I'm uploading everything. Let me just go ahead and show you guys what I mean real quick. You go to Facebook. Let's see. Right here we are on my Facebook page. It actually let me drop that link in the chat. For anyone that comes in and is curious, or if you're watching the replay later on, you can go ahead and check that out. There it is. All right. The thing is that let me go into the albums because before I just had like individual pages for Nevermind, Whip Amani Whipito, Truthful Comics Edition, the Canon Girl Truthful Comics Edition, Stupid the Cat. I had like their own individual Facebook pages, and even though they weren't doing too bad, especially Nevermind was actually doing very well, I decided that it was probably a little too much work for the readers and myself as well to have everyone going just to different spots altogether. And it was something that a colleague had suggested to me a couple of years back, also, that maybe it would be more convenient to have everything in one spot so that people can read, and so I wouldn't have to um, put an unnecessary time in going into all these individual pages. So that's pretty much what I've been doing these past couple of months. I pretty much started uploading everything here. And in the case of Nevermind, if you notice that there's some missing from chapter 2, it's because I decided to edit the lettering on chapter 2 because I did receive feedback from a couple of people stating that the lettering was a little difficult to read. So I definitely took that into consideration and decided to just edit the lettering because I would do like that outline around the a white outline on the black text against the zip tone background. And even though it looks well on my computer, on my screen, not everyone has the same screen settings as I do. I kind of explained that in one of the Boricuas Contra Toros live streams with Chago Rodriguez that I learned at SVA in the School of Visual Arts, especially in the coloring class, to kind of have your settings, the brightness adjusted to at least half. So that way, um, you kind of help your eyes not get too strained, but it also helps you kind of with the decisions of the coloring itself because at 50% of brightness, that's going to be like the closest that you're going to be at seeing how the colors are going to be like when it's actually printed. So you have to kind of, adjust yourself, adjust your palette, your color palette, so that it can come out all nice and printed well because depending on the tones, certain printers won't even print it out in that tone that if you had put on the computer, if you're computer coloring and whatnot, digitally coloring. So that kind of helps you with the choices when you're going to color your book or your pinup or a print or whatever. And I didn't take into consideration that the brightness, a lot of people in their majority have their brightness set up way higher or all the way up. So, definitely when it comes to something like having a white outline around text against the grayish background, it's not going to read well. So, I decided to just go ahead and edit the lettering so that people can read it better. They can enjoy, hopefully, the strips and not be a headache trying to read it. Because as a reader myself, there's nothing more annoying than not being able to read something that you want to read at the moment. So I definitely understood where those readers were coming from. I made the adjustments. I'm going to be finishing probably sometime this week. There's only like 3, 4 strips left to upload, and hopefully people will read it and have a better experience reading it now with the edited text around it. And that's again, that's not the only thing that I've been updating here. Let me go back. I'm starting to upload, of course, I haven't throughout the web Amani Webby, the Truthful Comics edition here as well. This is kind of like an anticipation for season two to come out later, out in a few months. I'm already up to strip number two. It was 12 strips as well as the others. I've been posting these weekly. And of course, the Cannon Girl, which I had finished since I was kind of behind on the Cannon Girl. I fell a bit behind. The last like 4 or 5 strips I posted, not weekly, but as soon as I possibly could post them. So there were like sometimes I would post like 3 times during the same week so I can, be able to finish it in a timely manner and that way move on to other things. Right. And then, of course, Stupid the Cat, which ended a couple of weeks ago, uploaded all of season one there. Of course, the first couple of strips are the Truthful Comics Edition remakes that I had to make. And of course, there are like some. There's actually one missing here that I have to move into. I'm doing like artwork based on a Spotify playlist I'm doing of Red Pearson, the Mighty Warlord. There's over 350 songs on that playlist already. There's songs that inspire me, songs that inspired certain scenes or certain moods in the story while I'm either writing or illustrating it or covering it or even posting it or in editing, you name it. Sometimes the songs themselves will like inspire something in the story. So I thought it would be just a fun thing to share. That was the second illustration. Let me see if by any chance I actually find the other illustration. It should be somewhere here. Excuse me while I get some. Excuse me while I get something to drink. This Canada fires have wreaked havoc on my sinuses. So whenever I kind of speak for a long moment, I kind of start losing it. Okay, that's better. Let's see if I find that other sketch real quick. Hmm. I'm kind of not seeing it here. Did I not upload it here? Because that would be weird if I did upload it here. If not, I uploaded it elsewhere. Sketch more or less similar to this, I guess. Hmm. Now I realize I have to upload that sketch here. Interesting. Here's a small teaser for the cover of season 3 of Nevermind Truthful Comics Edition. Let me just go ahead and find that illustration because it's gonna bug me not showing it. Right, I showed it kind of as a filler here, so there you go. That was like the first illustration I did to promote the Spotify playlist. Of course, it includes the brand spanking new Brett Peterson, the Mighty Warlord logo, as redesigned by the great Yes and Silsucks of Tranquility Bay in Puerto Rico. Great comic book artist, great graphic designer. I might actually have to get in contact with him soon to help design other logos for me as well. Always fun. Let's see. Right back here. Great, let's go back to albums. So I've been sharing more links, sharing more stuff here. At one point, it was actually named they awarded with the Rising Creator badge, which was pretty cool. It doesn't have it now because again, you have to like keep posting constantly to maintain it. And when I took kind of like that small break in April to not even April, like even since before April, I was getting ready for Free Comic Book Day and Comic de Mayo. I kind of didn't upload as much onto my Facebook art page, so it eventually did lose it. But it was cool that at one point I thought that you're able to get it again eventually if you do well enough. But that doesn't concern me too much. I'm more concerned about getting my product out there to begin with and hopefully reaching an audience. Right. And that's essentially it for all the stuff I've been working on this past week for Prospecto Arts. I'm likely going to go to the Truthful Comics YouTube channel and do something similar like this, like once every other week or once monthly at least, to like keep everyone posted on the going ons with the overall Truthful Comics brand as well. Talk some Project New Wave and whatnot. A lot of exciting things on the horizon, my friends. Right. Let me just kind of go on and move on to this right here. This right here is page 12 of the web comic, which is what I'm going to be working on for a little bit as the finals move on. For those interested, Miami is up 37-29. They really need this win. Again, if they don't win tonight, this is just going to be turning into a coping stream. Wouldn't be the first time that I've had a coping stream on my channel, but I would like to keep them at a minimum whenever I can, of course. Right. I'm likely going to stream tomorrow as well after I do. Oops. I'm likely going to stream tomorrow as well after I get some stuff done during the day. Like Tuesdays is when I was kind of trying to do the art streams that I do on Twitch. I'm going to try and finish that sticker design that I had started of Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. Hopefully this week I'll also be able to stream some gaming as well. I haven't streamed gaming in a while. Mostly again because I just got so busy in this whirlwind of stuff of comic book creating and whatnot. Excuse me while I grab another gulp here. Drinking some good old apple cider, trying to be more healthy these days. All right, let's do this. I honestly don't know what to make of people lately saying that I should be working on Spider Man, either as a writer or as the artist. Like, it definitely flatters me, but part of me wonders, are people really disliking Zeb Wells' run that much? Or do they really believe that I have what it takes to handle Spidey? I personally haven't disliked Zeb Wells' run so far. Bizarro Spider Man notwithstanding, and the whole dark web storyline. Oops, picked the wrong color there. Let's do this. I've been experimenting more with a lot of different angles again. Like, I got to a point where I was probably getting a little too comfortable in the artwork of the webcomic, using time as an excuse, or rather, finished, not perfect, as an excuse. Like, yes, you have to let go of perfection because you have to get this done and get this finished. But it's not good to just like throw anything out there either. At least that's what I think anyway, because I'm constantly personally trying to keep challenging myself and improving in whatever way that I can. Right. Let's go ahead and do another layer for the actual liner and label it lines. I have to be very, very careful now because assistant to the editor, Hunter Jr., the cat, over the last couple of weeks, he's developed this need to fall asleep under the desk by my feet while I'm working on the computer. So I have to be very careful when I try to stretch out, lest I kick or step on Hunter. And no, none of us wants that to happen, of course. Some funny bone hair. I didn't realize how much I missed actually illustrating some of these characters. It's been pretty much years since I've illustrated last characters like Funny Bone or Robbie or Tempest. At least in the webcomic, because of course in the Truthful Comics edition of Fred Peterson, the Mighty, I have had to redraw Funny Bone and Robbie, of course, in different situations, or eventually Tempest. But within this continuity, it just feels so nice to see them interacting again. And in this case, showing everyone like all of them interacting with each other for the first time. Let's see. It's always fun to try to come up with different angles to like not have the to not have this look too boring or anything like that. A little bit of funny bone here, a little bit of tempest there. Tempest very much like Funny Bone to an extent. Tempest was kind of like not exactly a throwaway character in the original story, but she wasn't as important as she's grown to be lately in the overall in the overarching story. She's a lot of fun to draw, especially when she's fighting. As many of you know, I'm not like a huge fan of doing a lot of action, oddly enough. But when I do, obviously Funny Bone and Tempest are some of my absolute favorite characters to draw in action. Before I forget, let's go Heat. For those interested, the Nuggets are cutting into the lead. Put some detail of they're actually standing on solid ground. Always important to put some kind of indication, some kind of shadow of on characters or objects to give that impression that they're standing on a plane. That was a big basket by Kyle Lowry, by the way. Kyle Lowry, I always liked that player. Finally won a chip with Toronto a few years back when Kawhi Leonard was like the king of Canada. If Miami loses and this ends up being a coping stream, it's not going. I'm not going to cope too hard because I do like Denver. I do like Nikola Jokic, the Joker. I like the cut of his jib, so to speak. He is probably the best basketball player in the world right now. A lot of people clown on his back-to-back MVPs from the last couple of seasons, but the truth is he has grown to be a spectacular player, especially for his size. Oh, Kyle Lowry just hit another huge three. He's been very streaky these playoffs for Miami. Come on, Jimmy Buckets. Oh, even if a lot of people don't want to admit it, Jimmy Butler really hasn't been the same since he rolled that ankle in game one against the Knicks. He really hasn't been playoff Jimmy since. I appreciate that he doesn't use it as an excuse. He just puts his head down and keeps working. Oh, nice steal by Jimmy, by the way. Now, nice. Jimmy Butler's really inspiring me to want to work out again, like not use COVID or whatever as an excuse to struggle trying to go back to the gym and whatnot. That was a nice play by Struce, but he stepped out of bounds. But it's good to see them playing with this energy. Let me kind of, let's see how this. Probably a little too thick. Probably still a little too thick. That's more like it. But let me do it from the other angle. Kind of Tempest, own reflection against her katana. Tempest not taking any chances here. Just kind of looking out the blade, usually done to see if there's anyone behind them. But Funny Bone isn't the type of person to like take someone and do that. I've been on a huge Joe Quesada kick lately, more than usual. I guess it started with Joe Quesada starting his own Substack newsletter, which has been very fun to read, by the way. There are some things about this officiating in these finals that I have not liked too much. But again, that's not an excuse or anything. Denver for 4 games so far has been the better team. I don't remember who said it, if it was Charles Barkley or what, that they're kind of reminiscent of the Golden State Warriors of a couple of seasons back. I do not mind that comparison. Like, they are definitely one of the most versatile and deepest teams in the NBA. Oh wow, Kyle Lowry just got tackled. That was almost like a leg drop. That was a good pump fake by Lowry. I don't know, man. He was in motion to shoot, but the officials are saying that was on the floor, no free throws. There's little things like that that sometimes can come back and haunt you. You need to get as many points as you can try and get. Assistant to the editor, Hunter Jr., of course, starting to get annoyed by the talking. He's holding on to my foot as he sleeps. Well, joke's on you, bud. You keep me awake all night, running around with your zoomies and your feed me and your pay attention to me, acknowledge me. Well, I am going to interrupt your nap with my soothing voice. First half about to end here. Miami up by 7. I don't know if there's any kind of delay. I think Tyler Hero is actually available to play today, but I don't think he has played yet if he is available to play. I think it would have been too late to make him play now. Like the time to for him to have started playing would have been game 2. So that way he could have gotten at least some limited minutes to like take the rust off him. For those of you not familiar, Tyler Hero is Miami Heat's second leading scorer. Last season's sixth man of the year, graduated to being a regular starter this season. Was having a great season, and unfortunately, in the first round, I believe it was, he got a fracture in his hand. They were hopeful for him to return by the finals. He had been pretty much cleared to return since game 2, but he felt uncomfortable returning, so he hasn't returned officially. He didn't want to return because he had his hand had swollen up during practice, and he also didn't want to disrupt the chemistry that developed with the other players while he was gone, which is definitely admirable and shows that he's come a long way because after that first season he kind of turned into a bit of a diva in my opinion. And that second season of his career, he was really humbled really fast because he was not playing nearly as well as he did in his rookie year when they were playing in the, especially how they were playing in the bubbles and in the final and all that stuff. But to his credit, he took all that criticisms in the chin, grew up from it, elevated his gameplay to become the sixth man of the year last season, was having a very nice season this season until, of course, he injured his hand in the playoffs. So let me move this here. Alright. Speaking of the Flash movie is going to be coming out this weekend. I'll likely see it, mostly because I'm very curious about Michael Keaton coming back as Batman. Of course, the second one too, of course. Two of my all time favorite movies, Batman and Batman Returns. I'm so happy that over the years, Batman Return has found a new found appreciation compared to when it came out back in the 90s. I think I've talked about this before, but I remember when I watched Batman Returns in the theaters. That's when my family and myself had moved to Puerto Rico by then. I must have been 13, I think, when Batman Returns came out. And it was one of the few times that we actually went to the movie theaters in Puerto Rico. We didn't go to the movies as much compared to like in New York. But for Batman Returns, that was kind of like my birthday present to watch it in the theater. Because of course my family knew how much I was enamored by the original Batman movie, so of course we got to watch it in the theaters. And it was crazy because people were like had such extreme reactions to the movie. Like I had never seen anything like that at that point in my life. Like at the end of the movie, people were booing, cursing, throwing things at the screen. They were very unhappy with that movie. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my god, these assholes, what are they doing? This is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Why are you desecrating art, man? 13-year-old Argento. Never lose your innocence, buddy. It was absolutely crazy. Like, I had never really experienced people reacting in a movie theater before. Maybe part of it is because the movie theater we would go to in Brooklyn growing up, it was called the Commodore. And even though I didn't really know it back then, I only really found out about it afterwards. That theater was infamous for people going in, either sneaking in or just like paying and staying and whatever afterwards, just to chill around to smoke some weed and whatnot there and get high there. A lot of teenagers would go there to get high. because they didn't have any other place to go and smoke. Of course, pot was illegal, very illegal back then. I recalled it always smelled kind of funny, but now I know why. I missed the Commodore. Rumor has it that the property had devalued so much afterwards, and a certain community in the neighborhood didn't like all the noise or whatever that was attracted when they would do like the Brooklyn Film Festival that they were starting to do there in the last years that that theater existed. The theater ended up closing, and apparently they bought the lot for $1, and they have kept the lot closed ever since. Like it was demolished, and it's just an empty crater there, and nothing has replaced it in that area, which is kind of a sad ending to that theater. I guess I thought about that a lot because I saw Spider Man Across the Spider Verse last weekend, and the reaction in the theater was almost the same as the reaction in Puerto Rico when I saw Batman Returns. Like I'm not going to enter into spoilers still with that movie, but it was a very unexpected ending. That's all I'm going to say. The movie had a very unexpected ending that not everyone appreciated in the theater, and it led to many temper tantrums by adults. Like there was a guy sitting next to me that apparently it was his birthday, like that was his birthday gift, I guess. And his girlfriend, I'm assuming that took him there for his birthday. Because I saw the balloons with the 2 and the 3. Dude was wearing like a Miles Morales hoodie. Like he was reacting very loudly throughout the whole movie, super excited. I actually thought that was kind of nice to see someone that involved in the movie and so happy being there sharing that movie with his girlfriend. And when the movie ended, he was literally stomping his feet and screaming to the top of his lungs. There were children crying. There were people just, some kind of just barely audible, but others very loudly say, "What the fuck?" I'm not gonna lie, I was half entertained by that reaction. I like the flowy pigtails of Tempest. Real tiny bit of fixing here. As I was mentioning before, finished not perfect, but at least in my point of view, at least some modicum of effort to make it look fun and entertaining to the reader. something funny, but for those wondering, the game is still in halftime. It looks like it's going to be a close one, at least I hope so. Statistically, Miami Heat are the most clutch team in the NBA. They actually have a winning record when the game, if they're trailing 5 points or less in the last 5 minutes of the game. So hopefully, even if Denver starts knocking down their three pointers and whatnot, hopefully, if the Heat are able to keep it within that space of 5 points, I'm not too worried. Looking at how the line art is coming along, always good to kind of pull back and look at how things are coming out. I'm gonna have myself another drink. I'm here talk, and I hope the audio has been well throughout all this time. Hunter Jr. is fidgeting around right now. Nikola Jokic only has 9 points so far, which kind of worries me because he's the type of player that can definitely take over a game by himself. He already pretty much almost has a double double in points and rebounds. He has 9 points, 9 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken. Right, here we go with the start of the third quarter. Max Drews has really struggled in the finals compared to him, and Gabe Vincent have, and Caleb Martin have really struggled, and Duncan Robinson compared to how they were playing in the throughout the playoffs. And just as I was saying that Jokic is the type of player that can take the game over completely, he gets an and one, the basket and a foul. I don't think Tyler Hero has played at all yet. I believe he's available to play. Yeah, he is available to play, but he has not entered yet. Okay, good going, Struce. He just got a basket. Oh, I wouldn't leave Aaron Gordon that wide open. Fortunately, he missed a 3 point shot. Everyone kind of walking away from the action now here. Roby on the other side, almost kind of a triangle here. That was a tough shot by Gabe Vincent there, but at least he's being pretty aggressive. I do not know how that. Well, yeah, that save was definitely a foul. Nice 3-point shots. It's crazy to think that Miami has gotten so far without a player that's deemed a superstar, so to speak. If Hero's available to play, I wonder at what point they would put him on the floor. Right, let me just start filling in the blacks on Funny Bone. Oh, it kills me when a team lets the opposing team grab an offensive rebound on a free throw miss. It's a 4-point game again. Oh, that's a late whistle. I'm really hoping Jimmy Butler turns into playoff Jimmy soon because I feel like the Heat are definitely going to need playoff Jimmy. Oh gosh, we're all tied up. We're not even halfway through the third quarter. Did another layer for the flats, but let me go ahead and start filling in some of the blacks. And Funny Bones design. Wrong design element there. Let's see here. I think this is going to turn into a coping stream soon enough. If playoff Jimmy doesn't come out and puts his Michael Jordan cape on. But I have no complaints if they end up losing the championship tonight. I truly don't. There weren't like super high expectations to begin with. They had a mid regular season, a lot of injuries. They barely made it into the playoffs. They almost got knocked out in the play-in round. So to come back from being on the verge of elimination in the play-in round to make it to a game 5 of the NBA Finals, that is just, as a fan, you couldn't ask for more. As a fan of a team, as a fan of basketball, you can't really ask for more. A team that only had been projected to have a 3% shot of beating the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Final. And here we are. It's been a hell of a journey this season. Whatever happens. Hopefully, this will be kind of like game two that the Heat were doing pretty well in the first half, and then the third quarter in the beginning, the Nuggets kind of made their big run to get back into the game, and then the Heat were able to put them away with their shooting. Sometimes I really am frustrated with Bam Adebayo because there are plays where he can just go up and dunk that, and he'll just settle for a soft. Man, they are really letting them hack each other this last couple of possessions. Love it. This is playoff basketball. But yeah, Bam sometimes can go up for the dunk, and he'll settle for a soft kind of hook or what or floater. Wild sequence here. That was a tough shot by Kellen Martin. Right there, all the blacks filled in. Let me go ahead and save the file real quick. So I can now just go ahead and start putting in the flats. I already did a layer labeled flats to do this. Long ago, I learned to label the layers because of course, unfortunate accidents happen, like coloring or something in the wrong layer, which can come out costly because then you'll lose a lot of time. Actually, that's the wrong panel to do that. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Nikola Jokic looks pissed off the bench. I thought he was gonna make that. Jokic can make big circus shots. I don't know why Duncan Robinson took that shot right now. You're in the lead. Don't shoot random threes like that. Please tell me it's such a ball. Thank you. He playing a lot of intensity with their defense. They're letting them be pretty physical in this game, which I do appreciate. It's been relatively consistent. Some of those Denver screens have been killer, but people could also say that about the screens Bam Adebayo sets sometimes too, so it's all good. Oh no. 2 point game again. Well, that was just unfortunate. I guess Kyle Lowry slipped on Sweat on the court or something and turned the ball over. Okay, both cats are here now. I'm going to mute myself for a few seconds because it's time for them to have a bit of a snack now that the game is tied again. I'll be right back, guys. This game has been almost like a Rocky movie. 3 quarters down, Miami regained the lead after losing it briefly. Let's start blocking things out now, color wise. It's all down to the final 12 minutes. Could be the final 12 minutes of the Miami Heat season. Raise a glass to the Heat. Let's see. Let's start cleaning this up a bit here. This is where playoff Jimmy has to start appearing now. Because we know that Jokic is going to appear for his team. Adebayo has been playing very consistently. I'm surprised they still haven't put Tyler Hero in the game. Now that I see the ad, now that it was mentioned, I'm actually kind of looking forward to that Gran Turismo movie. A little bit of cleaning up here and there. Very good, very nice. I just realized I think this is actually the first live stream that I've done solo since I got the 1K subscribers. Later in the week or later in the month, I have to do a proper celebration stream for that. I guess the channel has been remonetized. Well, the reason I say remonetized, some people got a little confused by that when I mentioned it when I did get monetized again. This channel actually was once monetized under the old specifications that you needed to be monetized. And of course, creators that were monetized weren't grandfathered into the new rules of being monetized, like the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watch time and whatnot. Again, save the file just in case. Jimmy Butler has to take over. And just as I say that, of course, Jimmy Butler's shot gets blocked. Jimmy Butler's really struggling. It's very uncharacteristic to see Jimmy Butler struggle to this level. You know he's going to be really hating himself if he end up losing this game. Oh, Kyle Lowry has been so clutch this game. That's veteran leadership right there. And a hot hand. Again, like I said, you know Jokic is going to show up for his team here with the game on the line like this. Denver is up by 3 points. Things getting a little dicey, not gonna lie. Getting a little worried that Butler is struggling so badly today. Again, I don't know why Butler is passing this much. He has to be more aggressive. This is one of the more physical finals I've seen in a long time, I have to say. Whoa. Okay, they're letting a little too much contact let go. Like, that should have been a foul on Jokic, the way he elbowed Adebayo on the chest away from the ball. Adebayo is just getting thrown around like a rag doll. Oh, that was a huge blocked shot by Spruce. But that's not going to mean a thing if the Heat can't score here. Butler passed again. Nice defensive play by Gordon, but again, what the heck is Jimmy Butler doing? Why is Butler passing up so much? Like, if there was one game that I expected Butler to be very aggressive, it would have been this game since it's do or die. You're my boy, Jimmy Butler, but damn. I know you want to trust your team, but at the end of the game, at the end of the day, this is your team, Jimmy. Jimmy, little Jimmy. Let me go ahead and save here. Right. Wrong layer. Right. Let's clean up the outer figure. Now, Adebayo has been in a physical war with Jokic this quarter. Again, Jimmy Butler passing the ball. We're midway through the quarter. Jimmy has to start being more aggressive. Oh, and he passes up again, Jimmy. What are you doing? This has been one of the ugliest games I've ever seen in the finals. The way Butler's playing, I think you can stick a fork in it now, especially if Denver ends up scoring on this possession, which they did. Jokic is absolutely taking over here in the fourth. Jimmy Butler just hit a huge clutch three, but will it be too little too late at this rate, though? It's only a 4 point game, we'll see, but Jokic is in rhythm. Nuggets have the momentum. KCP just hit a dagger of a three. Bro, Butler with back to back threes. Is this playoff Jimmy starting to come alive? Attack the basket. Oh, wow. And Butler draws a foul shooting the three. Oh, it's going to be challenged. This doesn't look good, my friends. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. Seeing it after the replay, I don't think that foul is going to hold. That's a good question. Who had possession of the ball after it was shot? A jump ball is probably what's going to end up happening. Oh, they actually withheld the call. That is a huge call. I'm a Heat fan, and I have to admit, I'm kind of surprised they withheld that call. If he makes these free throws, it's a 1 point game. And he would have scored 9 straight points. That is crazy. Three of the biggest free throws of this season. Oh wow, the announcers are taking it too far, saying that it probably should have been a flagrant foul on Jimmy Butler. Come on. One thing is not agreeing, another thing is showing your bias, man. What a crazy ending to this game. The Heat have a chance to actually reclaim the lead now. Butler has scored 11 straight points. Holy shit. Playoff Butler has been activated. Jimmy Butler has scored the last 11 points for the Miami Heat. This is insane. Oh, wow. The Heat. Oh, and Butler draws another foul. That's what I'm talking about. He's finally starting to be more aggressive. He's drawing the fouls. He's making things happen. He could give the Heat the lead again. That was a huge play by Kyle Lowry, keeping that offensive rebound alive. That's 13 straight points for Jimmy Butler for the Heat. That is unbelievable. It's a 1 point game. What a back and forth. One of the craziest finals games I've seen. Oh, Max Drews missed a big three. Heat really need a big defensive stop here. Oh, goodness gracious. 40 seconds to go. Season hanging in the balance, and Jimmy Buckets with the ball. Oh, careful. And Butler throws it away. That could be it right there. It's a 3 point game now. I've seen crazier things happen, but things are not looking good, fam. Blocking in Tempest. At least we got a glimpse of playoff Jimmy in the last minutes. Kind of makes you wonder what it would have been like if he would have been this aggressive a little earlier. But I can't put it all on him, of course. It's not that simple. Butler misses a big three here, and I think that pretty much is going to be it for the game. Huge clutch free throws from Denver. Lowry misses, and that's going to be it. Denver's going to win their first championship ever. Congratulations, Denver Nuggets, on winning your first ever NBA championship. I believe that's their first ever NBA championship. Now there's going to be huge questions for the Miami Heat this offseason. Huge questions now. You did the best you could, Jimmy Buckets. You did the best you could. I'm thinking Jokic is likely going to be series MVP. There you go. How to close off here. I'm almost done here myself, at least with the flats. I'm glad for Jokic. I like the dude. I've always liked his play. I'm gonna keep streaming until they at least announce the finals MVP, which more than likely has to be Nikola Jokic. That was one of the craziest finals games I've seen. I'm satisfied. I would have been pissed if Jimmy Butler would have just not been aggressive at the end. I am so going to the gym tomorrow morning. I need to get in Jimmy Butler shape so I can go ahead and keep doing these comics for a little while longer, at least. Almost done here with the flooding. Doing a little bit of cleanup. Alright. There we go. That pretty much does it for the flatting. Right. Gonna take a short break from this while they make the MVP announcements and such. There's Adam Silver. There it goes. Kind of wish Jimmy Butler had held up the Eastern Conference championship trophy in hindsight now. But I get why he did it. He wanted to carry the Larry O'Brien trophy. Yeah, standing up a bit. Sorry about that. Let's see. Okay. Accidentally knocked the mic's cable off. That's nice to see Jokic family be so supportive there. Oh, Coach Malone finally letting loose. He's usually kind of a hard ass, even when they win. Very enthusiastic speech there by the coach. Taking a seat again. Sorry about that. Knocked over the cable again. Okay, now they're going to finally announce the finals MVP. There's nobody else I could really think of could have been the MVP. I mean, there's Jamal Murray, of course, but he had a bit of an up and down series, especially in the game that they lost against Miami in game two. Nice little talk by Jokic so far. It's nice for Jamal Murray. Had that catastrophic injury. Kind of reminds me of Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. Had Clay had two catastrophic injuries. Came back to win a championship last season. Nice little championship here for the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations, your very first. They'll definitely be the team to beat next season if they keep their core together. Could have missed a little spot there when I was doing the flex. I'm still surprised they didn't use Tyler Hero at all in this game, even as a decoy at least for a minute or two. See, is putting some of the final touches here. Like I was thinking of just like taking a break and finishing this off later off screen, but I'm so close to finishing. I may as well just go ahead and finish this page and have it nice and ready for this Wednesday. Once again, congratulations, Denver Nuggets, on your first championship. Well earned, well deserved. One of the most dominant playoffs runs that I've seen for certain. I'm almost finished with the shading. Just working more some of that shading in there. Putting some effects there. Go ahead and go here. I'm almost done with this. It's just a matter of lettering, pretty much. Alright, let's letter this and have this nice and ready for Wednesday. What's this? Keeps changing colors. I dislike when that happens. Doesn't happen that much. Almost done here. Almost done with this page. Kind of forgot something important there, real quick. There we go. Alright. Yes, go ahead and get the word balloons here, then adjust the brightness on the shading and such, and that will be all. It's a little too close for comfort there. There we go. Let's go to shade. I think that's good enough. Actually, it could be a tad bit darker. There we go. A lot better. Okay, let me just change. Save, save, save. Ooh, I guess notice that. Let me fix this word bubble real quickly. Let's see. Something's going on here. Do I have anything selected? Interesting. Usually I do this and it's fine. Let me go ahead and move this here and see if that works. Huh, interesting. Why isn't this working? Why are you not working? Let me save and close just in case. Let me reopen. Still there. Still not working. Why is that? It's kind of annoying. This is what I usually do. Okay, there we go. That was odd, but it works. Oh, actually, I almost made a small mistake there. Okay. Hmm. How is it doing this? Let me delete this layer altogether. Okay, here we go. Much better. There we go. So save, export as a JPEG. Then make it web friendly, the size, so I can go ahead and upload this on Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. And if you watched the replay, thank you so much for watching the replay as well. I'm just resizing the page real quick in order for it to be web friendly to upload to the Webcomics and the Truthful Comics website. Scale image. File. Export. And that is it. If you're reading and up to date on Warlord, then you'll. This is kind of like a special sneak peek, I guess, at the next page. I hope you guys had fun. This is one of my longest solo streams I've ever done. But again, I also kind of wanted to share with you guys the win or the defeat of the Miami Heat. Unfortunately, we ended up seeing the end of the Miami Heat season. But if I was going to cope, it's definitely good to cope with friends. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great night. I'll catch you all maybe tomorrow, but most assuredly on Wednesday for Boricuas contra Todos with Chago Rodriguez. Just go ahead and stop the music, stop the sherry. All right. Once again, this is Alvaro Cortez Jr., aka Lance Danger speaking. Now you hear me, and now you